Welcome to Voodoo Whiskey Gaming, and this is going to be another spoiler-filled video full of spoilers, which means this is your spoiler warning. There's even a spoiler warning in the description as well as the title of the video, so if you don't want any spoilers for Until Dawn, now's the time to turn off the video. So I'll also say, if you don't know what I think about Until Dawn, well, you should first check out the review. Then if you've played the game, or you're never going to play the game and you just want to hear what I have to say that's spoilery, well, then continue watching the video, I guess. So the first spoiler thing is, the story was a little predictable, not like horrifically so, and there is a great twist in there, but when Josh reveals himself as the guy in the mask tormenting the kids in the main cabin, well, I had already guessed that. Although I will say, Josh's Saw-style traps was a pretty interesting twist. I didn't really see that coming, and when it was placed in front of me, I thought it was cool, and it gave you the choice to kill one or the other. I liked that. Now, I will say, during one of those traps where you can either kill Ashley or Josh, I chose to kill Josh, and then I still kind of knew that Josh wasn't really dead. I don't know why, I don't know how, but I had a feeling that he wasn't really dead and that it was all staged. And yes, you do find some clues that you can put together and be like, oh, this is kind of suspicious. This is probably the doing of, well, Josh, somebody who's faking their own death at some point. But even before I found those clues, I still had this feeling that it was Josh. And the real reason I thought that about Josh was because at the very beginning of the game, both his sisters die/disappear. And so, you know, Josh blames the other kids because of their mean prank on Hannah. So you kind of get the feeling right away that he is doing something sketchy. The thing that really kept me intrigued, though, was what was going on with Mike and Jessica, because you obviously know there's another person out in the woods because Josh can't be everywhere, and the guy was out in the woods when Hannah and Beth went missing. So you're kind of curious about what he's doing. Is he the one chasing after Mike and Jessica? And eventually Mike starts following him after Jessica gets taken by what you think is that guy, and it turns out to not be that guy, which is the point when the game takes the most interesting twist, I think, and really drew me back in. And that was when they introduced the Wendigo. That really drew me back in. That was an interesting idea, having this Native American myth, the monster spirit kind of thing. That's actually the real threat in the woods. That was cool. So the Wendigo were these monsters out in the woods that try to eat people because they were cannibals in life, and the Wendigo spirit will possess living human cannibals. Now, I will say, I haven't gotten to beat this game a second time, and I still would really like to, so I can't go into some of the branching options in any great detail because I've only beaten it once. I will say in this game, I really enjoyed the decision making because you felt the effects of them in a way that you don't in certain other games, like Telltale's games. You know, Lily ends up not with the group one way or the other, Carly ends up dead no matter what, etc., etc. Whereas in games like Until Dawn or Heavy Rain, mind you, they are made by different developers, there is still a more intense feel because the character you are playing can die. And if they die, they are dead for the rest of the story. They don't restart. That is really, really cool. And I find that really much more intense, and it gives you a greater sense of urgency to survive. Now, mind you, I am not bad-mouthing games like The Walking Dead Season 1 or 2. I'm just saying I don't feel that they have the same sense of urgency for survival. One thing that does kind of bug me about Until Dawn is when you kill the Wendigo, and there are a couple times where you blow up and burn the Wendigo and destroy their bodies, which you do find a clue telling you not to do that because if you do that, it will release the Wendigo spirit. And so I ended up releasing a couple Wendigo spirits, and you get to see the spirit come out of the body and fly off and, you know, do a kind of spooky-ish spirit thing, but nothing comes of it. And maybe if I were to have played the game a certain way, something would have come of it, but nothing came of it, and it kind of bothers me because I was really interested to see what would happen once these Wendigo spirits had left the bodies. I'll also say I really loved the clues and totems, specifically the totems, because they could give you a glance of what may happen if you do something wrong, do something right. So that was cool. Mind you, I tended to screw the pooch and do something wrong, and the death totems would come true, which was unfortunate. But hey, I'll play it again someday, and hopefully I'll get everyone out alive. Who knows? And for anyone wondering who got out of the house alive when I played through, it was Chris and Sam. That was all I could say. I got everyone else killed by either being too impatient or just making stupid decisions. Well, that's all the spoilery stuff I have to say on this video, or at least that I can think of, so I guess I'm wrapping it up. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button, and if you like what I'm doing in general, subscribe. Have a good one.